Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I thought I would do a fun Q&A. Also, I wanted to give you guys a heads up that I am going to be taking about a 1 to 2 week break from YouTube. I'm not sure exactly how long it's going to be. It might be more like around 10 days, but it's just been really busy and I've been having a hard time keeping up with content. And in addition to that, I think like my last 5 videos have gotten very little views, so you guys can go back and watch those. If you missed those, I'll leave a little link here or a little picture of like the last several videos that I've done. I know it's a busy time of year, a lot of people are vacationing and whatnot, so in the couple of weeks that I'm taking off, please feel free to view my content that maybe you have not yet seen. Okay, so I'm gonna get right into these questions. There's some really good ones, and also a lot of them have to do with Disney and travel, obviously, because that's kind of my expertise and what I do for a living, but there's lots of really good questions and I'm just gonna dive right in. So I have my laptop in front of me. If you keep seeing me look down, that's what I'm looking at. I'm pulling the questions from here. So this question is coming from Christina, and she's asking me, what age is the best age to take a child to Disney? And honestly, all ages are good. When you bring a baby or a toddler, a lot of people say your children aren't going to have memories of that. I don't know if that's really true, because I certainly have memories from being a toddler, and the photographs and the experiences and just that time with family, with your new child is exciting no matter what. Definitely memories to last a lifetime, photographs that you will look back on and cherish forever. So I think all ages are good. Even now that my kids are in their teens, and I even have a daughter who is going to be 20 this week, at different times of their lives, they were more into different things, but Disney has so much to offer for every age group that they were always satisfied in some way, whether it was the big thrill rides when they got older and being able to stay in the parks late at night, or if it was, you know, the rides that are geared more towards babies and toddlers and, you know, just seeing their excitement. And most especially, and something I always tell my clients is try to get your kids to Disney while the magic is still real for them, when they can go and really believe these are the Disney princesses. This is Mickey Mouse. There's just something so magical about that. And as a parent, you don't want to miss that either. Okay, I'm gonna try hard to not really go off on a tangent on every one of these questions, because there's a lot of questions here. So I'll try to keep some of them short and simple. This question is from Christine. Did you love Disney as a child? Was your mom a fan of Mickey Mouse? And if you weren't a travel agent, wife, and cool mom, thank you, what would you be doing? So I was always a Disney fan since I was young. I don't know that my mom really was so much so, but I definitely always liked Disney. I remember when I was little, it's actually on my bookshelf somewhere up here, I had a Donald Duck nightlight in my room from the time I was a small child, and I just always was fascinated by all of the Disney cartoons, the Disney princesses, everything. Always obsessed with that. And I don't know what I would be doing if I weren't a travel agent and a mom. Probably I would still find a way or a job or something that would require me to travel, because I do love to see things. But right now the conflict is I always want to have my family with me when I see things. I would just imagine I would try to find something that would require some type of travel. Okay, so this question is from Marissa Marino. Back to school is just around the corner, and our big guy will be starting full day kindergarten at the end of August. What kinds of strategies helped you and your kids make this transition smoothly? I think having and sticking to a schedule is a great idea, and most especially if you can get your child involved in that schedule. I would have my kids lay out their clothes the night before. I would even have them as young as kindergarten making their own lunches, obviously making sure that they're doing a good job. But if they're not buying school lunches every day, at that age, I feel like they really like participating and being able to pack their own lunch and snack. It just makes them feel so grown up, and they have their cute little lunchbox. So I think that's a great thing to get in the habit of doing. And definitely get up early and give yourself enough time to prepare for the day. And most especially for moms, you really want to get up before your kids get up, just so you can have your morning coffee if that's what you do, and just take a few moments to yourself before you are thrown into the day. Because as soon as you get your kid up and you're running off to school and then you're running errands and doing things around the house, it gets really busy really fast. So having some morning time to yourself just to like compose yourself and prepare for the day, I find to be super helpful. Okay, one of the questions is best advice for Walt Disney World vacations for families with 3 kids. So many resorts, things to do are often focused around families of 4. This is so true, and obviously I'm a family of 5, so I've always had this situation. And typically what we would do is stay at a deluxe resort, because most of the deluxe resorts can accommodate that, which is why we eventually ended up buying into DVC, because we did find for the most part, especially when you have older kids, you're more comfortable in a deluxe resort. You can find moderate resorts that will accommodate that 5th person, but sometimes it's just one of those little flip beds, which are really more geared towards younger kids. And another thing that we would do is oftentimes we travel with other families or with our in-laws and things like that, and they would have the capacity to have another person in their room. So if we were going with like a value or a moderate resort, traveling with other families, we would have one of our kids in our in-laws room. So we would do things like that as well. But there are ways to get around it, and through the years, because we started going since my kids were toddlers, we always found a way to make it work. I'll answer 2 more of her questions. One, actually, I'll leave a link below, because she's asking what are my top 3 quick service restaurants and top 3 table service restaurants in Walt Disney World. And I have done some reviews and shared a lot of our family favorites, so I'll leave that linked below. And another question is, what's my favorite after hours experience at the Disney parks? It's really hard to choose between the Christmas party and the Halloween party, but I think the Halloween party trumps the Christmas party, because the parade is just so amazing, and I am just so obsessed with Halloween. The Christmas parade is also amazing, so it's almost a tie, but I love Halloween so much, and the fact that I get to dress up for the party, it gets like that extra point. So I'm definitely gonna say the Halloween party. Okay, my friend Gina C is asking, what is my favorite ice cream? Definitely mint chocolate chip. That's always my favorite, the green, not the white with the mint chips. Also, favorite TV streaming series. What am I watching right now? I have been really enjoying watching a few shows with my daughter Madison. We just finished The Outer Banks, which I really liked. We've been watching Gilmore Girls forever, and that's just been really nice. We can watch that together and really enjoy it. And then we're watching Stranger Things. So everyone in my family is watching Stranger Things. We just finished the last episode. It's getting a bit gory for me, but I have always loved things like Goosebumps back in the day. And this kind of gives me those vibes, although it is a lot more intense than the Goosebumps series. So those are some things that I've been enjoying. I also previously have really enjoyed Downton Abbey. That's one of my all-time favorites, and the Bridgertons. So that's kind of what I've been watching. Oh, also The Outlander. I've been watching a little bit. So yeah, that's it. Those are the only things that I think I've been watching. So it's enough. I don't like to watch a lot of TV. So those are the things that I've most enjoyed watching recently. I'll answer one more of her questions. She asked, how many times have I been to Disney World? And I have documented every single trip. I have a journal and I write down the dates, the people that I went with, the resort that we stayed at, all of those things. So since 1988, I have been to Disney 20 times. My last trip with my friend Jody, which are all of the vlogs that I recently shared with you guys, that was my 20th trip to Disney for their 50th anniversary, and it was an amazing time. We had so much fun. We laughed so hard every day, and it was really great. I really, really enjoyed being able to do that with her and being able to get to Disney for the 50th anniversary. Okay, my friend Ann Coley is asking, she knows what I do for a living, but what does Jim do? Nobody really knows. He does some kind of computer IT stuff for multiple different companies. He does work for himself, but he works for 3 different companies right now. So he is super busy. He's actually been working a real lot lately. So it's been a lot of late nights and a lot of just getting phone calls in the middle of the night and things like that. So it's been super stressful for him. And I think he's really looking forward to our upcoming cruise and just being able to completely disconnect from all of the insanity. Okay, a lot of my friends have asked multiple questions, so like I said, I'm just gonna pull some, otherwise this video will be like forever long. Besides Disney, what have been your favorite places to travel, and where do you want to travel and visit? I really enjoyed going to Aruba this past year. It was such a beautiful island and we had so much fun. I also really enjoy going on cruises. I just think it's a great way to, like I said, just disconnect from everything. You're out at sea, you're just away from the real world. So it kind of has that same feel as Disney, where you're kind of like in a bubble. You're like in this whole other dimension where nothing can trouble you. It's kind of how I feel when I'm on a cruise ship. And I really like being able to see multiple different things, not just being in one place the whole time, but being able to stop at different destinations. So that's always fun. And some of the places that I hope to travel to are, I really want to go to Scotland. I am just so fascinated by castles, and there's so many things there that are relevant to the Harry Potter series, because I'm a big Harry Potter fan, and also the Outlander series, which I really have enjoyed the books and watching that as well. And just the atmosphere in Scotland is so beautiful. And really just all of Europe. I mean, I have a big bucket list. I really want to go to Italy. I would love to go back to England and France someday. When we did take a trip there, I feel like I definitely didn't have enough time in France. So I would like to go there. I kind of feel like maybe the retirement years we'll be able to do more like European vacations, but I definitely want to get there more sooner than later. So there are some places I want to see prior to retirement, which I can't even believe I'm talking about retirement. That's funny. Anyway, one more question from Anne, because I actually did want to talk about this. She says, I miss your book videos, but I understand they weren't getting the views you hoped for. This is true. Perhaps you can make them for your Patreon channel, since we would all be interested in what you are reading. I loved seeing your TBR baskets. I so miss talking about books, and I know that I just kind of dropped the ball on it, because really there were not many people that were interested in watching my book videos. YouTube is a very tricky place, because you only really get views and subscribers like regularly if you focus on one specific thing all of the time, and that's just not real life. And even if I just focused on, say, Disney and created Disney content every single week, 2 to 3 times a week, I think I would get sick of it and it would ruin Disney for me. So that's just one example, but I need to just share whatever is going on in my life at the time, and that kind of hurts me on YouTube. But at the same time, I'm not really doing it for views and subs, and I'm certainly not doing it for money, because there's really none in my situation. So anyway, back to the question. I got totally diverted on my own thoughts. I definitely would like to do that, and I actually did think about doing that, because we do book club over on Patreon. You can always follow me over there for those of you who are interested in reading and the book stuff, but we do other things there as well. And yes, the answer is yes, I'm going to try to do that. I think it would be really fun, and then I would also still be able to talk about books and put together like a book basket for the fall, and that would be really fun to share with you guys. So yes, I'm going to try to do that for sure. And okay, my friend Bridget is asking, what causes are you passionate about? What personality traits do you get from your mother, father, or other family members? What causes am I passionate about? There are so many, but I would say at this point, for there to be no conflict with what your religion is, what your political views are, what color your skin is, who you choose to love, like all of those things, I just wish that everyone could be happy with their own lives and their own selves enough so that they don't need to be judging other people, and to just be happy that they're happy in their choices in life, or what they were born into, what race they are, what religion they are, whatever it is. Like, you do you. Don't worry about what everyone else is doing. And I just think the world would be a much happier place. So there's that. And then personality traits from my mom and my dad. Definitely my dad is very introverted and shy, and I think I got that from him for sure. Also my big nose, I got that from my dad. Thanks, Dad. But and also I think a passion for just like history and historical things. As far as my mom has gotten me involved in so many things. She is the one who got me really into loving old architecture and Victorian homes, just like the one that I live in now. One of the ways that I found this house was it was on a Victorian home historical house tour that I went on with my mom, because we used to go on those types of things all the time when towns used to have all of their historical homes on display and you could do a walkthrough. That was always so much fun. So we enjoyed doing that. And then because of that, we also really got into antique shopping and furnishing the home with antiques. So she really got me into antiquing and so many things. Into reading, she definitely inspired me to read. So my, desire and love for reading right now is definitely also inspired by her. So those are the traits that I think I get from my mom for sure. Oh, and my passion for travel, because my mom also is up for a good trip all the time. She loves to travel as well. And I think that, even though when I was younger, we really weren't able to travel very much at all, we did love to talk about different destinations and things to do. And it always just spiked my interest, seeing, all of the options and all of the places and all the things that maybe you could go to someday. So that as well. All right. My friend Terry Davis said, what do you love about your hometown? Did you grow up in a traditional household, and what is your favorite childhood memory? I did grow up in a traditional household. My mom and dad were together for most of my childhood years. They had separated once I was like in my early 20s, and I didn't really love my hometown. I love the town that I'm in now. I think it's very quaint. It's very historical. It just kind of has that old town feel. The town that I grew up in, I didn't go to school there initially because I did go to Catholic school. So I actually went to school in a different town, and I just never really felt like I had roots there for that reason, because when you don't go to school in the town that you live in, and you're not there very often, and you don't do any of the activities or anything there, you just really don't feel very rooted to that place. So I don't really have much, unfortunately, to say about my hometown. And I still have a lot of family that lives there, so we still do go there periodically, but there's nothing like special about it. I hate to say that, but it's true. For me, there was nothing very special about it, other than our house was kind of in a wooded area, and I did love to be able to play in the woods and play in the brook and go fishing. And believe it or not, I liked to climb trees and all of those things when I was little. So for that reason, I did like our house that we grew up in, but the town itself really didn't have very much to offer. And my favorite childhood memory, I honestly cannot remember. I don't know. I don't know. All right. Helen Edwards is asking, so she has 6 questions, so I'm just going to answer a couple because I know we're already really, well into this video. But one of the questions is, did I decide to get my gum surgery? No, I did not make an official decision on that. I am still struggling with it. For those of you that don't even know about this, I have really bad gum recession. The whole bottom row of my teeth is basically like exposed all the way like down to here. There's like not even any gum. I know that's gross and it's uncomfortable, and I'm like scared that my teeth are gonna fall out someday. But the surgery is very painful, and I would need multiple surgeries because it's so bad, and there are so many teeth that have recession, and they're not even sure that it's going to work because the recession is so bad. It may or may not take. So even after doing it, if it doesn't take, I would have to have it done again, and we're talking like 3 to 4 surgeries. And what else was there that deterred me from doing it? Incredibly expensive. Each time is a lot of money, thousands and thousands of dollars. And just the idea that it's very painful, may or may not work, and even if it does work, typically does not last forever. I know people who have had it done and they said it was great for the first 3 years and then it went right back to where it was. So I'm just hoping that my teeth don't fall out, and that's where I'm at right now. Okay. I go to the dentist though, like every 3 months, and he, checks to see where I'm at and if everything's stable and stuff like that. So I'm not ignoring the situation. Will I be getting the booster vaccine and additional boosters? I so don't want to think about it, talk about it. Like, I'm so over it. But I don't want to get COVID again because it really did suck. And I hated losing my sense of taste and smell. It freaked me out. I was so scared I was never going to get it back again. And based on whatever the new variants are, especially coming into the fall, if things are getting worse, or if it's still required for travel, because obviously I'm not going to stop traveling, I will likely get it. Yes. So yeah, I hate getting shots, and I hate the idea of having to do it like every 6 months. In addition to that, doing it the couple of times that I've already done it freaked me out, and to think that I'm going to have to consistently do it, I don't like the idea of it. But I'll do what I have to do to stay healthy and to protect others around me and to travel. So it is what it is. This is the world we live in. And then, okay, will you try to do Vlogtober or Vlogmas? I will try. I would love to do it. I love doing it. It's just a matter of what's going on at the time in my life. I don't want to commit to something I can't follow through with, but it's one of my favorite things about YouTube. So I hope to do at least one, if not both. And even if I can't do daily vlogs, at least to do weekly, that would be good too. Okay, my friend Margie Poorman is asking, okay, again, I'm going to pick a couple. If I did not do YouTube, what would occupy your time? I feel like if I didn't do YouTube, I would get so much stuff done around my house. My house is not as organized as it once was. And I think between doing YouTube content and working now, I'm putting in a lot of hours of work, not able to keep up with the house the way that I did prior to YouTube. And the funny thing is, one of the reasons I started YouTube was because I was so into decorating my house and cleaning my house and organizing my house that I was thinking, oh, I should share this on YouTube. It would be so much fun to share all these things. And now I'm sharing so much on YouTube that I'm not having time to do those things anymore. It's silly, I know. And I kind of felt like it was getting really monotonous sharing the same, like, all right, let's organize the silverware drawer. Let's clean out the cups again. Like, it's, how many times do you guys want to see that? I don't know. So I've really been enjoying doing the travel vlogs lately. That's been a great way to capture all of my travel memories and to be able to share it. So I hope you guys are enjoying that. For now anyway. It's not going to be a forever thing. I'm going to definitely be, slowing down travel soon as we get into the school year. Oh, this is a good one. Margie's asking a famous person that I have met. I met Sting. I did. It was so exciting. I got to go to a private rehearsal that he was doing, and it was a small room in New York. There were a handful of people, and we got to sit and listen to him rehearse. And then afterwards, he came out and chatted with everyone, and I got my picture with him. And I am a big Sting fan. I love the Police, and it was like such an exciting moment to actually be able to see him. And I have a picture of myself with him, and he has his arm around me, and I was just like, I was so starstruck. Okay, Anastasia Blair. Tips can you give parents that have kids going off to college? How to try to prepare for empty nest, even if you have other children at home. Any advice on college and student budgeting and things like that. So you guys know, if you followed my vlogs when Emily went away to college, it was so hard for me, and I cried so much, and I missed her so much. And then COVID happened, and she ended up being home most of the time anyway. And now she's home for good. I think she's going to be completely virtual at this point. But it was a really hard transition, even though I had 2 other kids at home. It was really hard for me. I was happy that she wasn't too far away, so I could still see her when she was away pretty much every week. So that was nice. And preparing for it, I don't think you can prepare for it. It's just, you just have to come to terms with it. I have my son going into his senior year now, and I feel like I'm going to go through the same thing all over again. But I just try to be happy and excited for them rather than feeling sorry for myself that they're leaving. So that's like a good way to think of it, to just be excited about this new chapter in their life and be happy for them. And there's some fun things you can do too. So you can like send things to their dorm room. I would do like little gift packages of snacks and things. And there are so many YouTube videos on what to buy for the dorm room. And I think I might have even done one with Emily. So I'll see if I can find it. I'll link it above. That might help you as well. Okay, my friend Katie is asking, would I ever consider staying off property at Disney? No, I wouldn't. And I don't mean to be like a Disney snob, but to me, a Disney vacation is not complete without staying in Disney, because you're so immersed in the Disney experience that it's very important to me. And I did stay off property quite a bit, especially when I first started going to Disney. I always felt that I couldn't afford to stay in Disney, and then I realized the value resorts were a lot of the time less expensive than the places I was staying off property, and it just made so much more sense to be in the Disney bubble and to stay on property. So no, I wouldn't do it. It just wouldn't be worth it to me. I feel like, I mean, everyone has their own opinion and feelings on it, but to me, it's a completely different vacation if you're not staying in Disney when you're going to Disney. It just feels different. You're not as immersed in Disney, and I personally just don't like it. I mean, if it was the only way to go, I would do it, but I'm telling you, the value resorts are typically so inexpensive. If you could do that, like, why wouldn't you? It's just, it changes up the whole experience. Okay, my friend Trisha is saying, what planner are you using to keep organized? This is my planner that I've been using. I think I did a review on it. It is the Happy Planner, and this is the 2022 one. And I love it because it's all like Mickey Mouse themed, and I got all the Mickey stickers to go with it. So I thought, being a travel agent specializing in Disney, loving going to Disney, that is perfect. Okay, my friend Sarah, she is asking, who is your favorite and or most unique Disney character you have ever met? There are so many fun Disney characters, but on the last trip that I took to Disney, we went to Artist Point, and we did the character dining with the Evil Queen and Snow White and the dwarfs. And the Evil Queen was so funny, and she stayed in character the whole time. She was rolling her eyes at people. She was kind of scaring people, but in a funny way. Like, I could not stop laughing at her. She's one of my favorites after that experience. Also, I love Gaston. He is so funny. I mean, I feel like all the characters are so in character. They're so believable and so comical. Also, I met Wendy before, and I thought she was really unique because she just had Wendy's personality so down. She just kept talking, and I don't even know like how to explain it, but she was so Wendy from Peter Pan. Like, you would believe that she just walked right off the screen, and that was a lot of fun. But they're all so great. I mean, the stepsisters, oh my gosh, I can't even. Okay, so my friend Eleonora asked if Coco, our cat, got to meet Leo and Chester, or does she live upstairs? Coco only met the dogs a couple of times by accident because they came upstairs, and I don't know. I feel like my dog Chester would eat her. Like, he just doesn't, he goes crazy when he sees her. Leo is just curious. I keep them separated because Coco is so tiny and my dogs are so big. I think that they could hurt her, not intentionally, but I just think there's a chance they could like pounce on her or do something to hurt her, and she's just so tiny and petite. So I keep them separate from each other just to keep it safe. So that is all of the questions. I hope that you guys enjoyed watching, and thank you to my patrons for providing all of these questions. There were even so many more, but like I said, I didn't want this video to be too long. I hope that, you know, the questions that I answered were helpful to you anyway. And we are going to be headed on vacation. So for the period of time that I'm not going to be posted, I'm actually going to be out at sea. I'm going to have no internet connection, and I don't like not being able to communicate at all while I'm away. So I usually am able to pop in on vacation because I have access to Wi-Fi. But since I'm not going to, I'd rather just kind of take a break for that period of time, and then I will be back and I will have lots of fun stuff to share. So hopefully you guys are all having a great summer. Best of luck for those of you already going back to school, and I will catch up with you with lots more fun travel content. And then coming into the fall, I will probably have more cleaning, organizing, home decor, Halloween, all of that stuff coming your way. All right, I hope you're all doing well, and I will see you really soon. Take care. Bye.